This is the way.
Hey guys and gals, welcome back to the channel. Yep, voiceover chopper effect coming at you because I can't keep a straight thought to save my life at the moment. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get into what you really want to see. Proof that an entry-level Harley Davidson Sportster is going to exist. 2 weeks ago, Harley Davidson launched their Sportster S campaign. But little did many people realize it contained 3 Easter eggs. If you were to stick it out through the 13-minute promo video, you would have seen them, but you might not have recognized it. As you can see at this exact moment right now, these are the 3 shots that I was talking about. Here we are given 3 shots of what I believe will be the entry-level Sportster for the masses. I do not have any specific details. This conversation is still all hypothetical at this time, and is truly my own opinion. My opinion, however, can sometimes be summarized by our good friend Ruth Langmore of Ozark.
I don't know about.
Let's start dissecting these short clips. I have taken screenshots of the video to make things a little bit easier for us. Stay tuned to the end for a full render of the bike that has been leaked around the internet. Again, I can't claim 100% certainty, but I like to think this is the route Harley Davidson is going to take. The first image here is a shot from the front of the bike. First thing that I notice in this picture is the headlight. Gone is the Bender style headlight stolen from the Fat Bob, and it appears to be a standard 5.75 inch headlight. The image is a side profile, so it makes it impossible to tell whether or not this is an LED or not. Even if it is not, we can assume that Amazon or similar brands will be a plug and play option for it. Above the headlight is a miniature fairing similar to the latest iteration of the Sportster and similar to a stock Lowrider S. This will most likely not provide a ton of wind protection, but I can appreciate the look nonetheless. I cannot see any mounting brackets, so like the Lowrider S, I would assume it's bolted to the triple trees. Next are the front turn signals in a location that is not so standard for Harley Davidson. Given the clear lenses, I would almost assume that these would be in fact LEDs. Moving upward on the handlebars, we see a mid-bend, my guess is 4 to 5 inch, straight off the triple tree. This will put the rider in a pretty aggressive stance in my theory. Now one thing I am noticing but I'm unsure of is the brake lever shown here. It looks to me as this may be an adjustable dial to give the rider options as far as how far the lever sticks out. The last thing in this picture is the paint. It is what appears to be a nice red color with some sort of mural or inlay of the bar and shield with Harley Davidson written underneath. This may be a premium edition paint job, but who knows, maybe it's standard like the new paint jobs of the Street Bob. The next picture here should make a lot of folks happy. On the Sportster S, you would have seen that high and tight exhaust hanging there. Instead, this time we are traded to a more traditional look. Gone is the S exhaust, and in its place is several things, the most notable being shocks. It is a Harley shock suspension, and unless they are emulsions like the Roadsters have, I imagine the ride being a bit firm, but again, just guessing. Moving just above that, we are given a chopped rear fender that has been very common in the Sportster world as of late. I had a lot of feedback that the S will be spraying you on the road with debris given its lack of a rear fender. This should protect you some anyway and keep your back nice and clean. Again, we have clear caps on the turn signals, so I'm banking on LEDs here once more. The seat does intrigue me as it's definitely a solo seat, but there's a really nice tuck and roll action going on. Like most Harleys, there should be a removable cap on the top of the rear fender to add a 2-up seat if need be. Last thing on this image is the brakes. I am not a smart man when it comes to ABS, but I always know when people ask, do I have ABS? The common answer is, are there 1 or 2 cables coming off the brakes? Looking closely here, I see one wire which feeds directly to the caliper, and another that could be for ABS. Someone please chime in with your thoughts on this one. Now comes the real speculation. What is powering this thing anyway? The exhaust here is definitely routed differently than the S, as it appears to be a 2-into-1 exhaust, which should help with the down low torque and back pressure. This appears to be fitted to mid controls and most likely the same transmission as the Sportster S. The engine, however, to me does not look like the 1250T. This motor looks more in line with what the Harley Davidson Bronx was going to come with before it was recently cancelled. If this is truly the case, it will also be a liquid cooled motor that at 975cc. In the Bronx, it was reported to make up to 115 horsepower and 70 foot-pound of torque. I don't think we'll see it make quite that much power, seeing as that would be on par with what the Sportster S is producing. Finally, here's a render of what appears to be the new Sportster. A lot of people commented in my previous videos that it should have been compared to the Scout or the Scout Bobber. I just didn't agree with this opinion, as the seat height on the S was significantly higher than those motorcycles. The price, riding stature, and specs were more in line with the FTRS, and I stand by that. The Scout 60 makes 78 horsepower and 65 foot-pounds of torque, while the regular Scout makes 100 horsepower and 72 foot-pounds of torque. Harley Davidson can easily come in with the 975cc motor and tune it to compete against these bikes. This will satisfy the need for an entry level like the 883 and the more performance oriented like the 1200. What do you all think of this theory? Am I way off base or am I onto something? Sorry this video wasn't visually stimulating, as we have limited views of this bike. It's hard to really conceptualize how it's all going to fit together. Drop your comments down below with your thoughts, and as always, I will catch you on the next dark side, as this is the way. Chopper Fit, seeing ya later!